What's up, Multiverse? Dr. Dave here. Welcome to the Geek Lounge. So yesterday we unboxed a big anime Funko Pop haul. Today we are unboxing everything else that is not anime related. We've got quite a few to get through, so let's waste no time. First up here we do have the Underground Toys exclusive Finn in the Stormtrooper outfit. And this is an older pop, I want to say 9, maybe 10 years old. In fact, what's on the bottom of the box? Yeah, 2015, 10-year-old pop. I mean, it does remove from the base, which the Star Wars ones don't do anymore due to licensing issues. You know, the only reason I grabbed it is because John Boyega is going to be at Comic-Con Liverpool next weekend, and I want to add it to my signed Star Wars Funko Pop collection. I was kind of umming and ahhing whether to get this one or the FN2187 one, you know, with the blood smear on the helmet, but I decided to go with this one because it's kind of like his head sculpt essentially, right? It is John Boyega, whereas the helmet could be anyone, even though we know it's him. I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. The pop isn't in minty mint condition, which is a little bit annoying, but I did get it for a really good price. And to be honest, that blood smeared Stormtrooper one, it seemed to be a bit more expensive and a little bit harder to find. From the Ghostbusters 2 movie, we got both Egon Spengler and Peter Venkman. And I think I mentioned this in another video a couple weeks back. I actually have a fairly big Ghostbusters Funko Pop collection and was always eager to add to that with the Ghostbusters 2 releases. I think Egon and Venkman look great with those darker grey overalls, you know, the proton packs look really nice. Yeah, very, very cool. Just need to grab Ray and Winston as I got Vigor a few weeks back. And we're going to move from Ghostbusters to actual ghosts with the Funko Shop exclusive Basement Ghost from The Haunting of Hill House. And I really enjoyed this show the first time I watched it. The twists were awesome. You know, I found so many scenes freaky as hell, which is probably the best word to describe the Basement Ghost Funko Pop here. It's odd though that they only just started making these. I mean, the show was a few years ago, but I'm not complaining, and I'm very much looking forward to getting the bent neck lady. I think it drops at the end of this month, and if they made some of the other ghosts, I mean, like the tall man, bowler hat man, whatever he was called, that would be awesome. And speaking of tall ghosts with hats, next up we have the Crooked Man from the Conjuring 2. Now, I honestly wouldn't say I'm the biggest horror fan. Like, I do really enjoy the genre. There's just a few other genres I kind of watch ahead of it, if that makes sense. Having said that, I really like the Conjuring movies. Still need to catch the third one. And I just remember when this dude appeared in the second movie, you know, it wasn't like a jump scare, or at least not for me, but the hairs on my neck stood up. I was like, what in the blue hell is that? And I gotta say, I think Funko have done an awesome job on the bop here. Lots of great detail with the hat, glasses, teeth, that crooked brolly, the Zoe trope, at least I think that's what those things are called. And I mean, he looks fairly dapper in the suit, right? Yeah, very cool pop. We're done with the ghosts, and now we move on to monsters, or I guess more specifically, kaijus. Check it out, guys. We have the Funko Shop exclusive Space Godzilla. And I've mentioned it a few times now on the channel, but I developed a much more significant appreciation of Godzilla after spending some time in Japan earlier this year, to the point where I'm now building up my own Godzilla/kaiju army, so very happy to add Space Godzilla to that. I haven't actually watched the movie from the mid-90s, it is on the list, and this specific variant is more of a deco style design, but I think the colours look nice. They pop, for lack of a better word. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but there is actually a diamond glitter effect on it. You know, a lot of sparkles. That is very cool. But I honestly think if they made this one glow in the dark, it would have been sick as hell. And we're getting a real creature feel in today's video. Now we move on to dinosaurs. More specifically, we have the Funko Shop exclusive Diabloceratops from Jurassic World Rebirth. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't remember seeing this dinosaur in the movie. Like, I'm sure it was in a quick scene somewhere, but unlike the other dinosaur pops released, I just don't remember it. I am happy, however, to add a new dinosaur to the collection. Similar to what I mentioned earlier regarding Ghostbusters, I have a pretty big Jurassic Park / World collection. You can honestly never have too many dinosaurs. And we got one last creature for the video. I guess you'd describe this one as an alien mouse. If that wasn't obvious, guys, it's Biker Mice from Mars, more specifically Vinny. And I've been meaning to pick up this trio for a while. I was just concentrating on other things. And to be honest, I only grabbed Vinny now because I absolutely hate paying for shipping. I did mention that in yesterday's video, and I needed to get over the free shipping threshold for the limited piece Naruto that we showed off in yesterday's video. But yeah, I loved Biker Mice from Mars as a kid. I think Vinny looks awesome with the metal faceplate, red eyes, the teeth, earrings, the outfit. It's so freaking awesome. Definitely need to grab Throttle and my personal favourite of the trio, Modo, at some point. For my Squid Game collection, I did pick up player 456, Sun Ji-hung. And this was from season 2 where he kicks the Jeggy. I think that's what it was called anyway. Basically Keepy Uppy as we call it here in the UK, or at least I did when I was growing coming up. The pop is pretty cool. I honestly really enjoyed Squid Game all the way through. Yes, I think it did get weaker every season, though I still think the best episode was in season 3, the Starry Night one. I can't entirely remember the exact name of the episode, but I genuinely thought that was the best episode across all 3 seasons, and I'll definitely be grabbing the season 3 pops, but when they drop a little bit in sales. Next up, guys, from the Watchmen, we do have the Funko Shop exclusive Rorschach. And I'm very happy to finally have a Rorschach in the collection. I mean, I'm happy they're making new Watchmen pops, period, considering how expensive the OG ones are. Though I am annoyed I didn't grab Dr. Manhattan when it dropped, but we'll get him eventually. I am a big fan of the Watchmen graphic novel. You know, I really enjoyed the film, the series too, and Rorschach was such a cool character here in his detective-like outfit with a mask and hat. I'm also a fan of the stance here with the hands in the pocket. Yeah, very, very cool. I know we are getting a few more. I definitely want a comedian. Come on, Funko, you need to make a comedian. So earlier I mentioned I was building up my Godzilla / Kaiju collection. Well, guys, I am also building up a significant Batman collection, and we've got plenty of variants to check out in today's video. So let me go through them here. We have the Target exclusive Professor Radium Batman, the Fugitive Toys exclusive Yellow Lantern Batman, Earth 1 Batman, Super Friends Batman, Surf's Up Batman, the Specialty Series Golden Age Batman, and the Two-Face Imposter Batman. So I've got most of the Imposter set, and I think they're actually a really, really cool idea. The only thing is, I know I still needed Scarecrow, and I thought I needed this one, but now that I look at it, I'm like, do I already own it? I honestly need to start noting my Batman collection down, otherwise I'm going to end up buying the same pops over and over. Let's check out the Golden Age Batman next, and you know, this is always funny because those purple gloves and the grey outfit always give me the Undertaker vibes, you know, the wrestler with that transition he had from grey to purple in the 90s. I mean, maybe he was inspired. After all, the Golden Age was between the 30s and 50s, if I'm not mistaken, and Taker wasn't even born yet. But yeah, that Golden Age look, I always find it really, really cool. And cool or awesome or maybe even totally tubular is the best way to describe this one. Is that how you say that word, tubular? The Adam West Batman 66 with the board shorts and surfboard. I think it's actually from a movie, if I recall. There was a shark. It was all a bit crazy, all a bit campy, but I think a really, really fun Batman variant to have in the collection. Skipping forward to the 70s and 80s, we have the Super Friends Batman from the Super Friends cartoon series, which I personally never saw as it was before my time. They changed up the black parts for the blue, and I actually quite like this suit design personally, though I do feel Funko never quite captured the really pointy ears which he had during this era, or at least in those cartoons. Earth 1 Batman up here next, from a series of graphic novels written by Jeff Johns and illustrated by Gary Frank. I actually only read the first volume. For whatever reason, I never picked up volumes 2 and 3. Definitely need to rectify that, as I really enjoyed the first one. It's a very gritty and somewhat different take on the character, and the art from Gary Frank is absolutely sublime. As for the pop, I think Funko did their best to capture the look, but the lines and the eyebrows make it look a little weird in my opinion, and the big thing about the costume was the fact you could see Batman's eyes. But yeah, we know the Funko aesthetic, no way they would have been able to capture that without it looking even weirder. Next we got the Yellow Lantern Batman, which I think looks really, really cool. You know, the black and yellow complement each other so freaking well. If I'm not mistaken, it's from the Sinestro Corpse War, which I do own the omnibus for, but I've never read it. Yeah, I need to make some time to get back to my comics. But from what I understand, a yellow ring deems Bruce worthy due to his ability to instill fear, and this is how he gets such a cool looking outfit. And lastly, we have the Professor Radium Batman. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know much about this one. I know Professor Radium was a Golden Age villain, but I can't seem to find anything on this batsuit outside of the pop, so I'm guessing this was maybe an early imposter style mashup they did. If anyone knows more, drop a comment below, but crazily enough, this is our first glow pop of the video. Let's quickly check that out. Alright, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, boom. Whoa! That's really good. I'm actually very, very surprised. I thought with it being an older pop, it was just going to have a bit of a lame glow, but that's very, very vibrant, kind of radiated essentially, like it's the perfect colour when you think about it. I assume it goes all the way around with the cape as well. Yeah, it does. I mean, I might have needed to put the light on there for a bit longer, but yeah. Gotta say, pleasantly surprised by that. That's a really cool glow. I think that's got to be within maybe my top 10 in my collection. What do you guys think? And another character army I'm building up, guys, or maybe I should say more a verse, is my own Spider-Verse collection. Here we do have Spider-Man in the Oscorp suit from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which I've yet to check out. It's on my watch list and I'll get round to it sooner rather than later. I just always forget to look at animated stuff when I'm thinking of what to watch next, which is crazy considering my love of anime and animation. But yeah, the Oscorp suit looks really cool. I honestly do enjoy any of the white suit variants for like Spidey or Venom. There's just such a clean look about them, and the blue and red trim are really nice touches too. And I was really happy to get my hands on this one, guys, the 9,500 piece glow-in-the-dark Miles G. Morales. And I mean, does the G stand for gangster? Because this variant of Miles at the end of Across the Spider-Verse is straight up G. I mean, if you were wondering, it stands for Gonzalo, and I really apologize for whatever that was. But yeah, I cannot wait for the final Spider-Verse movie. I love the first two, and this scene was a bit of a shocker at the end, the F-42 Miles walking out in the Prowler outfit. So freaking cool. So is the pop. But how cool is the glow? Let's check it. All right, Miles G. Morales, will you be as good as that Batman from a few moments ago? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1, boom. No, it's, I mean... It's cool that the little bits do glow, but I gotta say, I expected more, you know, especially for a 9,500 piece. I mean, let's be honest, that's not very gangster at all. And we've reached our final pop of the video, guys. We're going to end things on a chase, more specifically the Cooper Howard chase from Fallout. And I actually still need to pick up the common variant of this, which is the standard Vault Boy giving the thumbs up. The chase variant here, Cooper Howard playing Vault Boy as he did on the ads prior to the apocalypse and becoming the Ghoul. I freaking love the first season of Fallout. Not long to go now for season 2, and I'm really hoping we can get Walton Goggins to a UK con at some point. I mentioned Comic-Con Liverpool at the start of the video. He was actually due to come to the spring show back in May this year, but had to cancel due to scheduling conflicts. Come on, Liverpool, get him back for next year. And well, there we go. That is me now caught up with my Funko Pop parcels. Until next time. Guys, I really do appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch the video. If you did enjoy it, please do give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, it really does help. Make sure to check out some of our other content at the links below, including that anime unboxing yesterday. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, nerds!